Good morning, Painesville United Methodist Church. We welcome you as we gather on this rainy spring morning. We're glad to see you as we gather to worship together. We welcome you on WKKY and also online. It's so good to have you join in and be a part of worship this morning. You'll notice that we are going to be working hard to put our announcements printed in the bulletin. This morning they're on the back of the bulletin so that we can conserve our time. But I'd like to bring to your attention this letter that came from one of our friends of the week. So here's what Lois Goebel wrote. Thank you for your cards and greetings. It's always nice to hear from Painesville United Methodist Church. We were members for 50 years before moving to Florida 11 years ago. It was fun to read all the names signed on the card. It's brought back a lot of memories. Thank you again, Lois Goebel. We also have a great treat this morning in that the Lions and Scouts are providing a wonderful breakfast that I know that you can notice even now in our sanctuary. And I'd like to invite Pam Richmond forward as you will bring a message from the Lions Club.
Thank you, Pastor Jim.
You're welcome. Be careful of this step. Whoops, let me get this back up for you.
Good morning, everyone. Lions Club International, founded almost 104 years ago, is the largest service organization in the world with more than 48,000 clubs around the globe. The Painesville Lions Club is in its 79th year of living out its mission, We Serve. As Knights for the Blind, Lions raise money to provide eye exams and glasses for people in need. And additionally, there are 18 collection sites in Lake County for used eyeglasses, including one right here in our church. This is the collection box you look for. Where is this located?
It's in the Mission Hallway.
In the Mission Hallway. And actually, these boxes were an Eagle Scout project for one of the members of Troop 62 a few years ago. So we're very proud of that. This morning, we are happy to serve you an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast until 1 o'clock. Okay? The cost is just $10 a person, and we will accept cash or credit. We do take credit cards. But if you bring an item to donate to Project Hope for the Homeless or the Painesville Family Resource Center, the cost is reduced to just $8 a person. There are collection baskets right in the dining hall downstairs. For children 3 through 10, the cost is only $5, and all proceeds will go to support the Lions mission, which now not only includes helping those with eye and ear impairment, but also pediatric cancer, hunger, diabetes, and environmental concerns. We surely hope you will join us downstairs for a wonderful breakfast with a great cause. Roar.
Okay, watch your step. Beautifully done, Pam, and I was amazed to see when Ernie came to collect the glasses, there were dozens and dozens of pairs of glasses in the box, so we're just so grateful for your generosity. At this time, I'd like to invite Stacy Rogers and Josh Strickland forward as they're going to bring to us a message from the Finance Committee and our Board of Trustees.
Good morning, everyone. As Pastor said, I'm Stacy Rogers. I'm your church treasurer, and on a quarterly basis, we present the state of the church. So how are we doing financially, and what are some of the things that we're working on as a committee? And I've also brought along Josh as the chair of our trustees, as they are very, very busy in these upcoming months and kind of want to give you guys an update on some of the things that'll be happening with the church. So, in your bulletin is the slides to follow along, if anybody would like to follow along with that. We are going to skip the first slide because I'm not a big fan of it because I messed it up. So we're going to go to the second one because I think the second one tells the best or is also equally helpful. So the way that this works is I present what we did for the quarter, how that compares to the quarter from a year ago, and then also how does that compare to the budget. And I'm now realizing as I look at that, my dates are messed up at the bottom. Forgive me. When I make that first transition to the new quarter of the new year, I miss some of those little things. I'm sorry. Okay, but what we're going to talk about is in the income side of 2023 for the first quarter, we collected $104,000 in that first quarter as compared to our expenses, which are in the orange, and that was $105,000. So we are just about break even for that first quarter as far as income collected and expenses outgoing. That compares to the first quarter of last year. We had collected $99,000 in income and then $94,000 in expenses. So we are doing better. We're collecting a little bit more quarter over quarter. But when we compare that to the budget is about $118,000. So we're short a little bit on that budget. And part of the reason that is because that includes a full year's worth of our apportionments. We're going to talk about what that is kind of coming up. So if we go to the next slide, some of the highlights that we have. That in a more simple way. And then our finance committee is also working on written policies. We kind of operate under best practices, but really getting that on paper is really kind of a best practice. So we're working on that as we speak. All right, so we're going to transition to the building fund now. So that operating fund that we just talked about is really what we need to operate the church day to day. That's all of our expenses related to payroll and office expenses and all of those types of things. So the other fund that we have to make payments out of is our building fund. And as you can imagine, it covers this beautiful building. So our income for the first quarter was about $24,000, which is pretty typical without any special gifts. That's about the average we get quarterly. And then our expenses were about $23,000. And so that's about the average we would see on any given quarter as well. So as compared to last year we had received a special gift in the first quarter, which is why you see it went up to $94,000 last year. And then again, the expenses were about $22,000 last year for last quarter. So we are running, and the next slide, about $174,000 total in the building fund right now. And we are going to probably need every last bit of that for some of the upcoming projects, which Josh is going to talk about in a second. We also have our parsonage endowment. So we actually have a specially designated set of dollars